Welcome to Coull Discussions. Today we're going to be talking about polygamy. There's been a...
Polygamy, for those of you who don't know, is one person being married to multiple individuals.
And it's generally one guy
Generally
married to multiple
Yes.
women. Now there's a court in BC that is trying two people on the charges of polygamy. And it's been 25 years in the making, which is unusual.
Long
and
time,
it's actually, when I read the article, and I was like, oh, crap, I actually remember this, because it's from 1994.
Wow.
The charges were brought up against these two people, and the federal laws actually had to be clarified because they weren't specific enough. And so now that they've been actually finally clarified, they've been taken to court now. Now, it is actually illegal in Canada to be married to more than one person at the same time. So, one guy is married to 25 individuals.
How does that work?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Have you ever seen the show Sister Wives or heard of the show Sister
I
Wives?
have heard of that one.
That is a it chronicles the life of a polygamy family. It's one guy and like 4 wives.
Yep.
Now, number one, how does one dude put up with 4 different women? That's what I want to know.
And I was worried that this would degrade into a punchline about, I can barely stand one.
Yeah,
How are you supposed to stand 25?
Yeah.
Ha, 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 ha. And it's like, oh, well, we're going to sleep with a different woman every night.
Yeah.
It's like,
Ha, 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 ha.
okay, yeah.
If it to me, and I've said it many times on the show, if it's consensual, I don't have an issue with it. I don't think there should be any involvement from the government. I don't think there should be involvement from the government for a singular marriage, if that's what it's called. Let alone a multiple people. If you want to live on an acreage or a colony that you've paid for with your own money, worked hard for, and you want to have 50,000 husbands, 50,000 wives, what's the issue here to me? Like, if you're all consensual in the relationship, no big deal to me. It's like swinging. If you and your partner figure out, hey, let's go have sex with other people, and you're both okay with it.
Okay, I guess maybe the reason why the government needs to be involved is because support. If the government actually has to get involved and support these people, because the husband can't, I think that's where...
Then they shouldn't. The government should be like, no. Or we'll give you support for one marriage. We'll recognize one marriage.
Yeah, and support that.
And support
everybody
that,
else,
everybody
is
else
not,
you're on your own.
Exactly. I think maybe that's part of the reason why polygamy is against the law. It's because theoretically...
Like, what kind of support? Like, that's what I mean. Like,
okay.
What kind of support could a married person get then?
If you're living on an acreage and you can grow your own food and get your own supplies and things like that, again, you might be right in the sense of this isn't what is.
Are you talking like child tax benefits? And
Yeah,
like that?
if you're a fully self-sufficient colony, great.
I guess how would that work? I guess that if they're not like, are they taking him to court for that reason, or are they taking him to court?
No. They're taking him to court
themselves?
for the marriages because it is actually polygamy is wrong is against the law in Canada, and I have no idea why it is against the law.
Why would it be? Yeah, why? It's no different than like somebody just Joe Blow going, I'm sleeping with 5 girls at once.
True. And again, the government will step in and say, as long as you're paying child support.
Yeah, like I got 5 kids with 5 different women. Are you paying child support? Yes. Okay. We don't care. Well, how would it be different?
I guess
they have to, if they have to go on I guess.
No, but
that raises an interesting point, I guess.
I think that's what it's coming down to is, the whole reason why there isn't supposed to be this aspect of sex outside of marriage is to prevent this, to prevent men having multiple mothers, so that the government doesn't actually have to support these multiple mothers if the father is not able to support them. Mm-hmm. Right? And I understand that because that is a drain on government resources. It is a drain on It's a drain on taxes and everything like that. So I kind of get that aspect of it, because I don't want the government to have to take care of all these people that one guy is
That's where the
deciding.
government shouldn't be involved, like, anywhere. That's the whole. I guess it comes to the question of, like, should we be banning that, or should we be putting personal responsibility on the individual of taking care of yourself, and making sure that you are just being a responsible adult. I know things happen. I know that pregnancies unexpectedly happen and stuff like that, and I get it. But do you not think that if the government just went, fuck it, there's no child tax benefit, there's no social welfare, you're all on your own, obviously there'd be a transition period of having to get used to it, but do you think it would make people more responsible? If that's the
No.
only... Well, probably not. Yeah, you're right. I'm
There
giving
would
too much
be
credit to people.
there would be a ghettoization of a lot of world.
Yeah.
There would be a lot more third world
Sex
conditions.
is so easy to do. You know what I mean? Having a child, probably one of the hardest things to do in this world, raise a child, raise another human being, is so easy to do. It's so easy to create a human being.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it.
There was a comedian, I think, who said it best. It's just like, you can go out, get drunk, have sex with a stranger, and make a baby. It's not like you go out, get drunk, wake up the next morning, and have an IKEA set of furniture put together. That doesn't happen.
No.
Or you can go out, get drunk,
Make a baby.
Make a baby.
Human being.
That's how easy it can be. So,
Yikes.
I get it. They're after these two people because polygamy. They don't want to set a standard, because if you have this standard, you are going to have this aspect that comes in from other cultures that go, well, polygamy is it's according to our religion or according to our culture, so we have to have it.
I think that's the biggest thing, is that they say that it's a religion, so they're saying you're intruding on our religious freedoms.
And these people are they are an offshoot of the Church of Latter-day Saints. So where polygamy is allowed, the Church of Latter-day Saints used to have polygamy in their religion, but they opted out of it at some point in time. So they're
This is the problem. It's like, where do you stop? If you do something, like, if you condone them, and it's like, okay, then where do you stop? What's next? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, if you take their freedom to do them, what's next?
They're just saying you can't be married to more than one person. The Sister Wives guy, is he married to all three?
I'm not
or four,
sure.
or is he just married to one?
I think he's married to them all.
I
don't know if he's legally married. I don't know how that works. Like, I don't even know how that works. Like I said, from my view, I look at it as, why do I need a piece of paper from the government saying you're legally married?
I think I have to step in. I'm coming from the government side, and it's like, I have to step in and go, if the guy is able to take care of all of them, sure.
No problems, yeah.
I don't think that there's
no
a problem.
there.
But if the government actually has to go step in and start taking care of these families, I think that's where the problem comes from. Because, I don't want the government to have to step in.
I don't want tax dollars going to
take care of this guy because he decides he wants to sleep with 25 different women.
Yeah.
And have children with most of them.
Absolutely.
I understand that, you want to propagate your seed and things like that, but there's a point. You just
imagine if having a child was like getting a credit card. You had to fill out an application. You had to go through psychological reviews.
Okay, when you apply for a credit card, you do not have to have a psychological
I know, but add this. I know, but imagine it was like that. You had to apply for it. No, credit check, a financial statement, blah blah blah, to have a kid. Imagine how much our population would drop.
I kind of agree that there has to, I think that having children you should have an application. And if you're not able to pass this application, if you have a child, the child should be removed and given to one of these people that have passed this application. Because, I'm sorry, raising people in poor environments does not...
Well, it just breeds more poor people.
Yeah,
you very
you do
rarely
not give them the same kind of opportunity that somebody, a rich person...
We've talked about it before, because we've talked about like how people say that everybody has the same opportunity, and it's like, no, that's complete bullshit.
A lie.
It's a lie. That's just rich people's ways of trying to make themselves feel better.
No. It's rich people's way of trying to tell the masses, oh, you have the same opportunity as me. Yeah, to make the masses feel better.
For every one success story, there's a million, there's 100 million poor kids who still are trolling in the bowels of the poorism. I don't even know what the fuck.
So,
like, if the government's view on this is because they don't want to have to take care of this, then I can understand it. But if it's if it's attacking them to say you can't like, the government should be like, we're doing it because we're only going to recognize one. We don't care if you're in a relationship with 25.
I think I'm speculating here. I think it comes down to standards, because if you let one person do it, you're going to have to let everybody do it. And then the government's going to have to step in and start taking care of things.
So then they should be going after, Joe Blow deadbeat dad who has 10 kids with 10 different women. It's the same thing, right?
Well,
they should be going after him saying, you're doing something illegal. Because really it'd be the same thing, right?
It is kind of the same thing.
The same thing. You're married to 25 women.
Yeah.
Not taking care of them. We got to go after you for child support now. And it's like Joe Blow off the street. I have to go after Joe Blow for 25 other.
I honestly don't know. I understand. Okay, I understand the point of polygamy needs. I think that polygamy needs to be illegal because it comes down to there are too many pitfalls to be associated with it. But it also needs to be easier to go after those people that are propagating themselves without marriage.
I just think it falls on the person. I think if you're, I think you need to, I get it. You get drunk and you have sex unprotected, and they need to come out with a male birth control that we can pop in our mouths and makes our boys shoot blanks. So that is on the responsibility of both parties. I think the world needs to be more responsible. I think it comes down to personal. If this guy has 25 wives, 25 kids, or whatever, however many kids he has, he needs to know. This is a big venture and a very expensive venture, and he needs to be able to support this. When you're going out, and if you're going out on the town and you're planning on hooking up, you need to know that this could result in a baby, and you need to be able to take responsibility for it.
We agree on this. Personal responsibility is something that is necessary for everybody, and I'm not going to argue against that. And we agree for different reasons. Personal responsibility is what we agree on. But
it's a very slippery slope, this whole thing, because it opens the door for so much.
And that's the thing. It opens the door both ways.
It's like a Pandora's box almost.
If you take away multiple marriages from one person, you take it away from everybody. But if you give it to one person, you have to give it to everybody. And
you almost have to take fucking away. You almost have to take sex away. Like, it's almost, you have to make sex illegal. It's honestly, because if you come from the one point of you don't want the government to have to support this family, then I don't want the government to support Joe Blow and the 20 kids that he has from 20 different women. You know what I mean? So what's the common denominator here? Children and sex and honestly, am I wrong? I don't know.
No.
I fucked up.
I agree. The polygamy thing is it's okay. When we're talking about it, it raises a question: why is polygamy against the law? And we set our pieces on that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how the case comes.
Yeah.
Because if they win, polygamy is going to be overturned and be allowed.
Yeah.
And that's going to open too many boxes. I think it's going to open too many boxes in a bad way.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just make polygamy against the law, you make it so it's a little bit easier to take care of it another way. Because you can legally going after somebody who's a deadbeat dad is, I think, much easier to go after legally than somebody who's
So they'd have to pretty much say, like, we legally only recognize one marriage, right? You're only allowed, we recognize, we don't care if you're, like, whatever, with however many people. We legally, under our laws, and under any social programs, social welfares, or anything like that.
I think that's where it's coming from.
You are only recognized, you're recognized for one. Yeah. Everybody else is like I don't know, you could be a deadbeat dad for. That's the thing. Yeah. Like, it'd be this, it's very weird. It's a very interesting thing to think about.
I think we've seen this weirdness come from this whole conversation, because it's like, you go down it, and just looking at some of
there's so many different lanes.
Steps. Yeah. They all make sense if you go down, and then you take it. They all make sense if you go down. So I ended up confused at the end of this whole thing.
Me too, because I don't care. I'm going, what the hell? I don't care if somebody has 200 wives. I don't give a crap.
And it makes sense.
I don't care.
But it makes sense. It made sense for mine too.
I don't want my tax dollars going to help them because they chose to. Whoa! But I don't want my tax dollars going to go after deadbeat buddy over here.
So there we go.
So,
at the beginning,
where do we stand? We don't know. We had a
stance at the beginning, but at the end, we still have that same stance, but we're still confused. We're actually a lot more confused
than we were. So
congratulations, Internet.
Thank you very much. We've just mind fucked ourselves.
Yeah, we did. Congratulations.
Tell us what you guys think.
Yeah,
what's the answer?
Weigh in and see what you have to say, because we know that.
Maybe we'll follow this one up with another video when the court case is done.
There's another one that I'm waiting for the court case to finish too, because I want to do a follow up on that one as well. So,
yeah, interesting. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, because then you'll get the follow up to the video that we're doing right now when the court case is done.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out for it.
Have yourselves a wonderful day, guys.
See ya.